Hi, I'm Ms. Schwartz. Welcome to a short video on angles. This is for my 6th grade math class, and today we'll be discussing the standard 6.4.1 and covering complementary, supplementary, adjacent, and vertical angles. We will look at the pictures that you may see in everyday life, and I want you to think about the angles you see in the pictures. After I show you a picture, I will highlight some of the angles in the picture and then discuss them. The first set of angles we will look at are complementary angles. They are two angles whose measures add up to 90 degrees. Take a look at this picture. Can you see any complementary angles? As you can see, there are right angles in the picture, and most are split in half or something similar. However, the sum of the angles always adds up to 90 degrees. Although these pictures, all the angles share a common vertex, they do not always need to. The angles can be split, but the measurements must still always add up to 90 degrees. Next, we will look at supplementary angles. They are angles that add up to 180 degrees. Take a look at some of the pictures and see if you can find any of the following angles. These angles can also be separate, but all the ones in these pictures do share a common vertex. In a polygon, the angles across from each other always add up to 180 degrees. As you can see, most angles in the picture have a straight line, and then they have the line bisecting them, with the two angles adding up to 180 degrees. Next, we have adjacent angles. Adjacent angles are angles that lie side by side. They usually share a common vertex and a common side. These angles must be connected in order to be adjacent, but they do not have to be congruent or follow other stipulations. Take a look at the following pictures that contain adjacent angles. And lastly, we have vertical angles. These angles are opposite from each other and are always congruent. Look at the picture. Can you picture any of the vertical angles and what you see? As you see, in most instances, they make an X of some sort, but the angles opposite of each other are always congruent. Next, I have just put in a few pictures that I want you to look at carefully and see if you can see any of the angles we just talked about. As you may already have noticed, supplementary and complementary, when sharing a common vertex, can also be classified as adjacent angles. As you go out in the next couple of weeks, carefully observe your surroundings. See what angles you can see. Make some conclusion on what you have seen today and relate it to how each angle is similar or different. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you now have a little better understanding of these 4 angles.